Mexico's most powerful drug kingpin was killed by Mexican security forces. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Monday, February 23rd. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes was better known as El Mencho. He was the head of the Jalisco New Generation cartel. Mexican defense officials said he was killed yesterday during an operation to detain him. Oseguera is believed to have ordered the assassinations of several Mexican politicians. His leadership helped expand the cartel's global reach to allow it to sell drugs on every continent but Antarctica. His killing represents a major show of force by the country's military as President Donald Trump continues to pressure Mexico to do more to fight its drug trafficking organizations. A U.S. defense official said the operation included participation from a joint U.S.-Mexico task force, but was carried out by the Mexican military. The operation has set off a wave of violence in areas controlled by the cartel. There are reports of burning cars blocking roads and gunfire. In Guadalajara, businesses were shut down, sirens and helicopters could be heard in the city center, and residents were warned to stay inside. In Puerto Vallarta, videos showed gray smoke billowing above beachfront hotels. An armed man was shot and killed at Mar-a-Lago. That's number 2. President Trump wasn't at his Florida estate this weekend, but according to authorities, a deadly incident took place there yesterday morning. The Secret Service said its agents and a Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputy fatally shot a man who entered the secure perimeter of the complex at around 1:30 a.m. Yesterday, authorities identified the individual as Austin Tucker Martin, a 21-year-old man from Cameron, North Carolina. At a press conference, Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw described how officers confronted the intruder.
They confronted a white male that was carrying a gas can and a shotgun. He was ordered to drop those 2 pieces of equipment that he had with him, at which time he put down the gas can, raised the shotgun to a shooting position. At that point in time, the deputy and the 2 Secret Service agents fired their weapons and neutralized the threat.
Martin's family had reported him missing on Saturday. An art website and Instagram account that appear connected to Martin feature drawings and illustrations of golf courses. Officials said no officers were injured during yesterday's incident. Number 3. 60% of Americans disapprove of President Trump's job performance. Trump is preparing to deliver the State of the Union address to a joint session of Congress tomorrow evening. But as he does so, Americans remain generally sour about his performance. That's according to a new poll from The Post, ABC News, and Ipsos. The president's approval rating stands at 39% positive and 60% negative, including 47% who say they strongly disapprove of his job performance. The last time Trump's disapproval touched 60% was shortly after the 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. The poll shows dissatisfaction with Trump on specific issues as well. Significant majorities say they disapprove of how he is handling the economy, tariffs, inflation, and relations with other countries. The polling was conducted before Friday, which is when the Supreme Court struck down most of the tariffs Trump imposed last year. But over the weekend, Trump said he would impose new tariffs using other laws. Number 4. A powerful nor'easter dumped feet of snow on the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. This storm has been comparable in strength to a Category 2 hurricane. Around 35 million people from Maryland to Maine remained under blizzard warnings this morning. Major airports reported flight delays, and power outages were also building across the region as heavy, wet snow weighed down trees and power lines. This storm is far from finished. It won't depart northern New England until tonight. And then, yet more storms could hit the Northeast this week, including early Wednesday and again on Thursday. So maybe we can all admit the groundhog was spot on this month with his prediction of an endless winter. The U.S. economy's dependence on AI may have been overstated. That's our fifth story. Last year, some economists calculated that massive spending on AI accounted for half or more of U.S. growth in 2025. That calculation became conventional wisdom. But according to a growing number of other economists, including a leading voice at Goldman Sachs, those numbers may have been overstated. Some forecasters now say that huge investment in AI technology could have contributed as little as 0% to U.S. economic growth last year. They say that's because a lot of AI investment is spent on buying foreign-made computing equipment for data centers, and the huge amounts spent drag down economic growth rather than boosting it. The struggle to measure what is really happening with AI and the economy suggests there could be years of disagreements ahead. Political and corporate leaders may end up simply choosing the numbers that fit their preferred narratives on how AI is changing American life and work. Number 6. New research suggests that some causes of autism could be preventable. A peer-reviewed paper published in December has been generating buzz in the autism research community. It suggested that genetic susceptibility combined with environmental exposure and a prolonged period of physiological stress contribute to autism. The paper argued that more than half of autism cases could be prevented with the right interventions. Scientists are honing in on what they call the 1,300-day window. That's the period from the months before conception to a child's second birthday. One obstetrician, Jean Connery, is helping lead an educational push aimed at alerting women to their exposure to toxins, stress, and infections during this narrow and consequential window. But the science linking environmental exposures to autism is only preliminary. So far, these lines of research rest more on hypothesis than on settled evidence. And at number 7, the U.S. men's hockey team ended its 46-year Olympic drought. Just as the U.S. women did on Thursday, the U.S. men broke Canadian hearts in a gold medal matchup yesterday in Milan. It was their first Olympic gold since 1980, when the Miracle on Ice team stunned the Soviet Union in Lake Placid, New York, on its way to glory. Yesterday, victory was secured with a dramatic overtime goal from center Jack Hughes. He lost a few teeth on the way to glory, but if we are to judge by the grinning, bloodied photos of his celebrations, he didn't seem to mind. Overall, Americans had a pretty good showing at the Milan Cortina Olympics. The U.S. finished the Games second in the overall medal count with 33 medals. We were beaten only by the Chad Norwegians, which is fair enough. All right, you're all caught up. It's not too late to take advantage of the Post's President's Day sale. Right now, you can get a premium subscription for just $3 every 4 weeks for the first year. That comes with 3 extra accounts to share with friends and family, and lots of other benefits. After the first year, that renews at $19 every 4 weeks, and you can cancel anytime. Take advantage of this great deal at WashingtonPost.com/subscribe. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.